Hello, and welcome to this week's Coronation Street Spoilers. Week commencing the 28th of August 2023. Angelique breaks the news that she won't be renewing the Nippersnapper contract, but Stephen tells Carla, Sarah and Michael that he would consider buying the company outright. Tim warns Sarah that Stephen is a liar who claimed he was coercively controlled by Gabrielle, but then tried to pass her off as a business consultant for the factory. Audrey shows Gail a statement from an equity release company. Discovering that Gail and Audrey knew about Gabrielle's treatment of Stephen, she decides to give the woman a call. Audrey shows the equity release letter to Sarah and wonders if it's got anything to do with the visit she had from an estate agent, which Stephen organized. Meanwhile, Paul calls at Shelley's flat and moans to her about the stairlift, the wheelchair and Billy's constant interference. Shelley reckons he should be grateful for Billy's support. Paul returns home and suggests to Billy they go out for the day and enjoy themselves whilst they still can. Billy and Paul spend the afternoon at the lake. When Paul suggests they go skinny dipping, Billy finds it hard to refuse. Paul suggests it's time they book their wedding and suggests to Billy they have their wedding at the bistro. Elsewhere, Yasmin tells Stu that Zidane is planning to take her to Pakistan for her 70th birthday, but she doesn't like to leave him while he's so stressed about the situation with Dom and Eliza. Stu insists she must go as it'll be the trip of a lifetime. Dom calls at the solicitors and suggests to Stu and Dee Dee that they drop the legal proceedings and come to an agreement. Stu refuses and tells Dom he'll see him in court. Also today, an excited Ed tells Ronnie about a plot of land for sale with planning permission for 6 houses and reckons they could make a killing. Ronnie reluctantly agrees to look at the details, knowing full well that he's already spent the money. In a bid to buy himself some time, Ronnie suggests to Ed they get a surveyor to take a look at the land before they make any rash decisions. Finally, when Ryan receives a message from Guy reminding him about the video, Ryan assures him that it's work in progress. When Daisy calls round with a ring light for him, he posts a message for his Ovid's followers, promising him a personalized video very soon. In the factory, Sarah overhears Stephen on the phone talking to Jenny about the Rovers deal. Wrongly assuming he's talking to Angelique about the Nippersnapper deal, she follows him. Sarah finds Stephen at the hotel and threatens to call the police, believing he is about to pull a fast one on the deal. When Carla meets up with Lou, she is shocked to hear about Rufus dabbling with LSD. When Lou describes his symptoms, it resonates with Carla. She tells Roy her symptoms were identical and she suspects someone might have drugged her with LSD. Not convinced and believing she is suffering from paranoia again, Roy tells Peter about his concerns. How will Peter react? Meanwhile, Paul and Bernie call at Shelley's flat to find her surrounded by boxes and parcels, each of them containing a laptop. Shelley confesses that she's been buying laptops on her old company credit card and selling them on in order to pay for her carers. Paul presents Summer with one of Shelley's stolen laptops for her birthday and makes out it was going cheap. Elsewhere, in the cafe, Debbie assures Ronnie that he only needs to stall Ed for a few more days. When Ed reveals that he has hired his own surveyor to speed things up and reckons they should phone the estate agents and put an offer in on the land, Ronnie masks his panic. Ed is disappointed to find out from the estate agent that there has been a lot of interest in the plot of land and they're taking sealed bids. Ronnie is relieved by the setback. Also today, Jenny returns to the Rovers with Stephen in tow and tells Daisy that she signed on the dotted line and no longer owns the Rovers. Stephen finds Jenny in the Rovers' back room and, telling her it's time she started to put herself first, takes her in his arms and kisses her passionately. Jenny takes Stephen by the hand and leads him upstairs. Finally, Dom assures Stu that he only wants what's best for Eliza and a chance to get to know his little girl and be a better dad. Stu's torn. In the Rovers, Cassie talks Dev and Kirk into a game of gin rummy and orders Dev to get the drinks in. Tyrone returns to the pub to find Cassie 3 sheets to the wind. He drags her home. At number 9, Tyrone hands Cassie a pint of water and tells her he's proud of how well she's doing with her recovery, but she mustn't blow it. Debbie alerts Ronnie to the fact that Newton and Ridley's shares have nosedived and he'd better hope Waterford's make an offer soon. Thrown into panic, Ronnie tells Ed that he's having second thoughts about the new project and thinks they should pull out, but Ed won't hear of it. When Ronnie then hears Henry telling the Rovers staff that his dad intends to sell the brewery, but he's doing everything he can to stop it, he catches him outside and urges him to accept Waterford's offer. Henry points out that he never mentioned Waterford's and demands to know where Ronnie got his information. How will Ronnie talk his way out of this one? When Ed reveals he's put in a bid for the plot of land, Ronnie's forced to explain there's no money because he blew it all on Newton and Ridley shares, which are now worthless. How will Ed react? Meanwhile, as a loved-up Stephen and Jenny head down the street, Jenny suggests they book a holiday and offers to pay. Tim spots them and warns Jenny that Stephen is not to be trusted. As he reveals Elaine's selling her flat and wants him out, Stephen's furious and moans to Jenny about being made homeless. Elsewhere, Tyrone hands Cassie £20 and asks her to buy something for tea. Cassie assures him she won't blow the money on booze. Heading to the dentist, Tyrone persuades Evelyn to look after the girls. But when he returns, there's still no sign of Cassie. Evelyn warns him to expect the worst. Also today, Stu and Eliza meet Dom in the precinct. Dom suggests ice cream but makes out he's forgotten his wallet. When Eliza assures him Stu will pay because he's loaded, Dom's ears prick up. Finally, Deb reads a message from Big Garth on Bernie's phone and accuses her of having an affair. Bernie assures him he's got it all wrong, but will she reveal the truth about the laptop scam? Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss next week's Coronation Street Spoilers.